We're good.
Perfect. Hello everyone, I'm calling this meeting to order at 3:16 p.m. All right, first up is roll call. Vice President Balf is here. Graphic Designer Curdy.
Here.
Senator Cebulski.
Here.
DEI Chair Dixon.
Here.
Treasurer Bell.
Here.
Chief of Staff Geary.
Here.
Recording Secretary Hildebrand.
Here.
Communication Director Lucero.
Here.
Senator Pelizzo will be late. President Rangel.
Here.
Senator Roberts.
Here.
Parliamentarian Wright.
Here.
All right. First thing on the agenda is approving last week's minutes. Would anyone like to approve the minutes? Senator Cebulski? Would anyone like to second? Senator Roberts? Those have been approved. All right. Second is approving the agenda for today. Would anyone like to approve the agenda? Senator Cebulski, would anyone like to second? Senator Roberts, they've been approved. So this is the first open floor. Does anyone have anything they would like to share for our first open floor? First of all, welcome all the new faces. This is wonderful seeing you all here. Keith?
Yeah, so welcome everybody. I know I haven't had a chance to come and be here for the first meetings, but as you are moving forward, I thought something that it's important to remember, because this came up in a few conversations that I've had. So I want you to remember that this year's SGA is not any past SGA, right? So one of the things every year that you all have to focus on is what is it that you want for this year. So when it comes to funding, when it comes to things you approve, when it comes to those type of things, yes, you have to look at the past at some level, but just because you did or did not do something in the past does not mean you should or should not do something this year. This is your SGA. This is not previous years. So it's just something to take in consideration from sort of here forward as you're making decisions. You should always look to what has previously been done, but you all make decisions what's based on this year and what's best for this year's students, not previously. Okay? So just something to consider.
So that actually moves into what I wanted to say next perfectly. I wanted...
You're not timing.
You haven't even heard what I
Not
want to do
planned.
differently. But for the first open floor, I thought it would be nice this year to give senators a little bit more of a chance to mingle and talk. So if you guys want to just introduce yourselves to each other for a couple minutes and talk about what you want to see happening in SGA as a senator or senator-elect, I'd like to give you guys the chance to do so right now. So you don't have to stay seated. You can also grab a mic or talk and just please introduce yourself. Do you guys want to go down the line? Okay, you can grab the mic if you want to. Yeah, and then hold the button on the bottom to turn it on. On the bottom.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Brianna. I haven't really had any ideas of what I want from this. I just also like to bring the housing environment to new faces and just be part of something. So I'm looking forward to future ideas.
Hi, my name is James. I joined because Kristen encouraged me to join, and I was really interested by the concept behind it. I did this in high school, like Sunday somewhere, so just want to see what I can bring to this.
I'm Maggie. I joined at the end of last year because I want to be more involved outside of just my major, and I'm really liking it so far. I'm joining the finance committee just to be even more involved, so I'm excited for this year.
Hi, I'm Justice. I haven't thought about any changes that I'd like to make, but I just want to make sure that student voices are heard, and joining the SGA is how you accomplish that.
Hi, my name is Riley. I don't have any changes to make. It's very early in the year, so everyone did a great job of making sure it was pretty good. I was interested in SGA because I was also in a similar situation in high school with these roles. And I also want to be a part of something that's a little bit outside of my major, that still brings a constructive Catholic accent to my life.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm here just because I want to stay in the loop and get involved, and I'm excited to see what we're here to discuss.
Hi,
I'm Zora. I'm very new to this, but I know that like I love being involved in the school's choices, just like everything as a whole. I'm very excited to like create new things, be able to introduce to other people, and yeah, just excited to be here.
Now, if this side of the room wants to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Zoe. This is my second year. Technically, I joined at the end of not last year, but the year before that. So I've been here a while, and I don't know really what to do. But yeah, I'm really just here to continue talking about what every student needs and just generally helping as much as I can. So here to help with any sanitary questions.
Can I hear that?
I'm Ryan. This is my third year, and I'm here because I want to do more sustainability initiatives. I haven't done any yet.
Hello. I'm Sarah. I'm here. I'm here to be here to do some business. Yeah. That's right. Nice to see y'all. That's all I got. That's all I got for you.
All right, well, thank you so much for sharing all your thoughts, everyone. Now we're going to move on to the reports of the Executive Cabinet. So President Rangel would like to start.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's lovely seeing y'all here. So there was a lot last week. I'll try to get through it fast. It's great to be here in Lawrence Hall 200. It's kind of bougie. It's pretty nice. We have the majority of our meetings in here, and the other alternative space will be the PCRC, if you're familiar with that. Firstly, I reached out to Marlon, and he agreed to stop by our meeting next week and say a few words for the new senators. Marlon is the VP of Admissions.
Enrollment Marketing and Management.
Marketing and Management. Okay, well, thank you. But he's a cool guy. You'll see him next week. He's excited to come and say a few words. Last week, me and Madigan had our advisory meeting with Keely and Gieske, who is right over there. He's VP of
Student Life.
Student Life, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm bad at that. But yeah, that meeting went well. In that meeting, we brought up the issue of public safety on campus, which I know has been a hot issue. So we talked about the possibility of creating a public forum with Palo, Becky, Diana, who is in charge of event services here. She's also in charge of the program, the security here as well, and someone from public safety. So that'll be an event for the public and just students to come and get questions on anything they need clarification on. And we also talked about the possibility of getting students free access to pogo bikes. We can possibly set out a survey on that, or free access to it. PSGS progress, the Pittsburgh Student Government Summit that we've been planning this whole summer. I sent out RSVP forms and flyers to all 22 schools in a variety of communications, like email, calling them aggressively, and DMing them on Instagram. So far, only La Roche has RSVP'd, and they want to send 16 people. I also got like unofficial confirmation from Pitt and RMU. So we'll see how that pans out in the coming weeks. This week I should be more aggressive with it. So hopefully we get them to RSVP on that. Finally, the welcome kits are finally finished. All 657 packages, individual packages for the freshmen. I know some of you are freshmen, so you'll be hopefully getting that within this week. We're going to team up with Cindy and the freshman REs to distribute those, so look forward to that. The Center for Civic Engagement is a new and exciting thing here at Point Park. Heather Starr Fielder, who is the director of the Community Engagement Department here, she reached out to me and wanted to see the progress that was happening on hiring a Director of Downtown Engagement position for SGA. So she's very excited to work with them. She also let me know that there is a very good volunteer opportunity coming up for us and Point Park students in general. So Friday, September 19th, we'll be working with the PDP, the Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership, if you're familiar with them, to clean up the streets in downtown. So they'll meet in VP and you'll hear more about that. She'll have flyers and everything. So if that's of interest to anybody, we can go ahead and participate in that. So that'd be a cool opportunity. Also, senator elections are happening this week. They are live. PCE sent out an email to all students. And so far, I counted like 8 votes, I think, came in. That was like a half hour ago, so maybe 16, hopefully. And that's pretty much it for me.
All right, moving on to the report from Vice President Powell. That's me. So we have, once the senator elections are going to be over, we have a position that we will need to elect internally. So that position is called PPT, the President Pro Tempore, which is the bridge between the legislative body and the executive cabinet. So the same way that me and Christian go to the administration and represent what this legislative body says to them, the PPT communicates what the senators are all thinking to the executive board and represents them in the executive session. So it is an executive board position, but it is focused on the senators. So that's going to be voted on next week once everyone has become a senator. And then we also, like I said, we will have next week when everyone swears in as senators, and then immediately following that meeting, we will be having senator training, which will be led by myself and parliamentarian Ruth. So look out for information about that and expect that next week. Treasurer Fell is next.
Hello everyone. We've had a very busy week with the start of Fall 1 funding requests. Madigan, I don't know if you can pull up the summary sheet.
We will discuss that during new business.
New business, okay. All right, so just a heads up for that. We've been meeting a lot for that, so this will be a long section. I am also working with Keeley. We will have the purchase requests open soon, again, connected to the funding requests. And we are going to begin working together over the next couple of weeks to organize the financial package as part of the HERD. So we will be revamping the funding request process so it will be much smoother and easier than what it is right now. But that is all future business. That's all.
Oh, well, hey everyone, I'm going to keep this brief. It's been pretty busy for me. I've been going through constitutions from new clubs, from older clubs. This meeting's also going to be long because we have about 5 different constitutions to go through. I'm so sorry about that. I'd also like to say you should join Rules Committee if you haven't. Thank you.
All right, moving on to the committee reports. I believe the heads of committees pretty much covered, unless someone would like to jump in right now and say that there's anything more other than the constitutions and funding period. All right, moving on to senator reports. Do senator reports have anything? All right, that's typical. It's the beginning of the year. We don't really have anything to report yet, but that's okay. So since we don't have any old business, we are moving on to new business. So I'm going to pass this back to Treasurer Fell.
Hi again. So for our fall 1 funding period, we're operating under an assumed budget of $10,000. This is consistent with our budget in the past. We do not have all of the up-to-date numbers yet, so this is an estimate. As such, I'm comfortable with where we are as far as what we're approving. You can see the red numbers at the top where I'm clicked right there. Those are the highest requests, and then the lowest requests are the green numbers. So this is kind of the range of requests. The average request per meeting is the section right next to it. And then at the end, this is the total that we've decided to approve. This ranges from $2,000 for the BSU club to lower amounts like $93 for SHRA. Overall, we've approved pretty much everything. The exceptions are, we have decided not to approve requests to pay Point Park faculty. That might change, but for now, that's what we're sticking with. There were a couple requests in there for over $1,000 to pay faculty over a semester. That would eat into our budget too significantly, so we decided not to approve that as a rule of thumb. There are also a couple requests for registration fees, upwards of $800. We've decided to limit that to about $500 for all of the clubs, but we will approve the amount up to $500. Overall, we are under budget by $2,300. I'm comfortable with that, leaving some flexibility in there. We can take maybe $300, around, make it a nice round $8,000, and set that aside for price changes. I spoke to a couple of clubs already where I changed their prices that they're requesting as of today because they've changed on Amazon. And so that would not hurt to have a buffer for funding for the items that we did approve. And then the difference would go either towards Fall 2 or special SGA projects. We can hold a vote in the Finance Committee to decide what to do if we come up with any special projects. Otherwise, it will just roll over into Fall 2. Do you want me to run through club by club at all, or no? Okay, cool. So I think that's it then. I'll give it back to you, Madigan.
Would anyone like to motion to discuss Fall 1 funding? Senator Sapolsky, would anyone like to second? Senator Roberts? All right, we move to discuss Fall Funding 1. Does anyone have any comments? Ethan?
Is there a reason that AA, the Asian American Pacific Islander Union, isn't on there? Or do they just not request funds?
They did not submit requests for funds.
Okay.
Yeah, these are all the clubs that have submitted requests. Any club that is not listed here did not submit a request. That does not mean they're not recognized as a club. They just didn't ask for it.
Cool.
If anyone else does not have anything else to discuss, I would like to ask the question, all those in favor of approving this funding as is? All those opposed? Any abstentions? It passes unanimously. All right. Second, new business. We are going to be approving 5 different constitutions. So let's start with the Bridges Constitution. So I'm going to hand this over to parliamentarian Reed.
Okay, so about 2 weeks ago at this point, the Bridges Constitution that existed was about 66 pages and was mostly the original constitution of Bridges with edits made to it to accommodate for the fact that Bridges is no longer a part of the Point Park University curriculum here and has become a student organization under Sale jurisdiction. However, we all know that Constitution had some issues that need to be worked out and it was also very long. So I spoke with the president or artistic director of Bridges last Thursday, and we came up with this. This is a lot shorter. It is true to the spirit of the Bridges Constitution, while also making the necessary changes for it to function as a student-run theater company, similar to that of Ghostlight or Pinnacle Productions. It is my recommendation that we approve this Constitution.
Would anyone like to motion to discuss
it had to be entirely redone because there was just too much in there to really like cut it down. So what I ended up doing was taking like certain phrasings from it, such as like the mission statement or like roles of like different officers, but just making it a lot shorter and a lot more concise.
Did you still fix that section that we all kind of stuck on during first?
Yes, I removed a lot of the sections. I kept it very similar, as you'll notice, to a lot of the other student rep organization constitutions on campus.
All right, does anyone else have anything to discuss? All right, I'm going to ask the question, all those in favor of approving this constitution as is? All those opposed? All those abstained? All right, passes unanimously. Moving on to the Fiber Arts Club, or colloquially known as FARTS.
So the current president of Fiber Arts reached out to me, basically with just some small revamps. This constitution, if I remember correctly for the most part, it looked pretty good to me. I didn't see anything that looked too off. I don't have any objections to approving this club. That's pretty much it.
Pretty straightforward. Would anyone like to motion to discuss? Senator Belisco, would anyone like to second? Senator Roberts. We move to discuss the FARTS Constitution. Does anyone have any comments? All right. All those in favor of approving this as is? All those opposed? All those abstained? It's unanimous. All right, this is the Honey Constitution, which we actually have the founder of in the room with us right now. So that's exciting.
Yeah, so this is a new club founded by our DEI chair, Bianca. It's basically meant to like discuss Black theater and Black artistry. I think this club is really cool and I think it should exist on campus. Me and Bianca have been back and forth for like the past week, going like making changes as needed. I think this constitution should be approved. It looks perfectly fine to me.
Would anyone like to motion to discuss? Senator Belisco? Senator Roberts seconds. Anyone have any comments? All right. All those in favor of fantastic comment. All right, all those in favor of approving Honey Black Theater to this constitution? All those opposed? All those abstained? It's unanimous. We got two more. We're streaming through these. All right, the Nightshade Guild.
So after some kerfuffle with their officer board during last year, the Nightshade Guild reached out to me with some major edits made to their constitution. For the most part, I recommend this. The only thing, and this is very nitpicky, is that they did include specific the day of the week and time for meetings, which I always recommend against because officers in the future may not be able to make those times, but that's my only thing. Otherwise, it looked very solid to me. It's really thoroughly done.
Would anyone like to motion to discuss? Senator Belisco, second. Senator Roberts. Would anyone like to comment? Anything? All right, all those in favor of approving the Nightshade Guild Constitution as is? All those opposed? All those abstained? It's unanimous. And finally, we've got the Pioneer Spirit Pride, or Pioneer Pride Constitution. Up here it says Pioneer Spirit, and down here it says Pioneer Pride. I guess we're Pioneer Pride.
Yeah, so this is a new club that's meant to basically create a stronger student body community by like attending events for both the theater art, sports, and other things going on campus. This is, I think, a very needed club on campus because I think we should have something like this. This also looks pretty good to me. I recommend that we approve this constitution as is.
Motion to discuss? Second? your discussion? Would you like to share? Okay. Just say numbers. Okay. All right. All those in favor of approving Pioneer Pride as is? All those opposed? All those abstain? It's unanimous. I'm personally really excited about this club. I'm excited to see athletics and COPA kind of come together for the sake of, sports. Yeah, the school. Yeah. So now that we have moved through all of our new business, we are at our second open floor. Does anyone have any thoughts now that we've gotten through the first part of our meeting, or the majority of our meeting? All right. On to announcements. Don't forget to vote. And the next meeting will be at September 15th at 3:15 p.m. in the fishbowl here. Does anyone else have any announcements? All right, meeting adjourned at 3:43.